Hi internet people. So, KindaTV is all kinds of retro this month, and for this week's video, I am indulging in some of the same stuff Natasha did. So she did the nostalgia tag, and so for the nostalgia tag there are like 9 questions. So the first one is your earliest childhood memory. Admittedly, I'm not 100% sure. I have really awful childhood amnesia. It's actually a thing. Google it. But I really remember this, like, I'm trying to think. I remember spraining my foot doing something really dumb at my neighbor's house. My neighbor had a granddaughter who was about my age, and I would spend time hanging out with her on the weekends, and we decided to jump off the back of a chair, like, continuously, don't know why, and I sprained my foot. And we were having fun, but I, like, remember that very clearly, because the doctor thought I was, like, super weird, because he was like, how did you do that? Best, happiest memories from your childhood. I remember being really, really excited when I found out that my parents were having twins. I was like 5, and I pretended to dramatically faint in a chair. And then right near when my brother and sister were born, like the next year, my grandparents took me to see Harriet the Spy. And they like took me to the movies, and it was really fun, even though I spilled an entire Mellow Yellow in the theater on accident before the movie started. Something you did when you were little. I played a ton of make-believe games. There weren't a lot of kids in my neighborhood that I wanted to hang out with. A lot of them were like way older than me, or they like only played outside, and I hate playing outside. Like I always have. I burn really bad. I hate sweating. It's a thing. So I used to pretend to be Catwoman, or like Catwoman's apprentice, like Catgirl. I don't even know if I called her Catgirl, but I remember pretending to do that. What else? I read a lot, but I'll get into that because there's one about books. But yeah, I played a ton of make-believe games. I played some computer games, like those, they were like books that you could read and play with, on a computer. I had like Berenstain Bears and stuff. Philosophy from your childhood Socrates. I wish I were still as outgoing sometimes as I was when I was little. Like, I didn't really care what people thought about me, so sometimes I would just be, like, a massive goofball, and I just enjoyed, like, being super out there. So I think being more confident that people aren't going to judge me all the time, and more outgoing, that kind of thing. Favorite TV shows. I was obsessed with Batman the Animated Series, like, hardcore. I watched it all the time. I was obsessed with that show, and I loved that Natasha had a Batman tank top on during the video, because seriously, my obsession is still pretty intense for Batman the Animated Series, if you can't tell from the stuff behind me. Besides that, what else did I watch? She mentioned Recess and Pepper Ann, and I watched those 2 on Saturdays. What else did I watch? I watched a lot of, like, random Nickelodeon, like Secret Life of Alex Mack, Clarissa Explains It All, Doug, and I was obsessed with Diagnosis Murder, which is totally a show for adults, but Dick Van Dyke plays a detective, and I watched it all the time. I own the first season on DVD now. Favorite music. I listened to the Spice Girls and the Backstreet Boys and Britney Spears with my friend. She had the CDs and I didn't. At home, I totally listened to, like, America. My dog is in here. It was unintentional. Like, I know Charlie was in Natasha's Friday video, and my dog just happened to be sleeping while I was deciding to film. What else? Yeah. I, like, jumped around. There we go. We're just gonna stop because I got distracted by my dog. So, favorite movies. I watched Pocahontas a lot, and The Lion King a lot. I really, really liked Harriet the Spy because I'd seen it with my grandparents. There's another one. Oh, Matilda. I was obsessed with Matilda. Like, super obsessed. Let's see. Oh, I did jump. I did. Because there's games you used to play, and I was talking about that. Or, like, yeah. Anyway. Favorite toys. I have one. Still, they did like mini Ty Beanie Babies at McDonald's, and I still have one. I had a ton of Beanie Babies. My grandma used to give them to me all the time. They're still in a storage room somewhere. Let's see. Yes, they're in my storage room, because they're not in my actual room. What else did I play with? I had Betty Spaghetti dolls, because my other grandma said they reminded her of me. So I had those. I had like dress-up kits. but like old school dress up kit stuff. Like it was just like old dresses. And I had like just random hand-me-down toys and stuff. So like not all officially 90s stuff. Favorite, yeah, I did. I totally jumped around in here. Like I looked at the bottom and did favorite music. Hardcore. Anyway, I think I've done all of these. This is all over the place. It's fine. It's whatever. So Natasha also talked about toys, and I definitely had a recorder. We had to learn how to play them in school. I didn't have troll dolls. I had pound puppies, but like mini ones, and they were super cute. I read a ton of books, like lots and lots of books. I read Babysitter's Club. I read these like Mercer Mayer critter books. I don't remember, but one had like Count Duckula and like his brides, and I was obsessed with that one. I read Encyclopedia Brown, Nate the Great. I had tapes. So like for music, I had a bunch of these like We Sing Silly Songs tapes, like a ton of them, because my parents went on a road trip when I was little and literally brought one cassette, and we listened to it like a billion times. So they stopped at a gas station and just bought a ton of cassette tapes to listen to. So I had like a giant bag full of them, so I would not drive them crazy. I had a ton of Barbies. They were in a huge tub. Like my grandpa built me a chest for them. He used to be more involved in carpentry. He can't really do it now, but he built me this huge chest that we filled with Barbies. I had like the Barbie RV and a Barbie horse that walked and all this stuff. I already talked about Beanie Babies because I showed you one. I definitely had a ton. I had a toy rotary phone that was not a toy. I literally had an old rotary phone and an old typewriter. Yes, like the typewriter weighed maybe 5 to 10 pounds. It was really heavy and like hardcore metal, but I played with them all the time. I pretended to be a secretary. I didn't ever play with the Dream Phone game. I've seen it, never played with it. No one I knew had it, and I didn't want it. Then my grandma had a Furby. I didn't, but my grandma thought they were really cute, so she bought one for me and my brother and sister to play with at her house. So I played with one. I just didn't own one. I did though have I think this was 2000s. Yeah, it was technically in the 2000s, but I did have a Tamagotchi. Well, it was a 101 Dalmatians one, but I had a Digimon little walker thing that my mother hated because it like clicked all the time, but it died when my basement flooded when I was in like middle school, and I was devastated because I wanted to keep it forever. I still wish I had it because it was so like random and easy to play with. But anyway, I think that's all. The dog has casually mostly stayed asleep for this whole video. I hope that intro part was not super complicated because I was kind of all over the place. I got distracted. There's a dog. Anyway, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of me, please subscribe to my channel. Let me know some of the stuff that you played with when you were younger, some of your nostalgic memories. I'm even wearing a Sailor Moon shirt to celebrate nostalgia time. You can find me on Twitter at CluffNotes, on my blog, cluffnotes.wordpress.com. Alright, for the Nerdy Girl Express, thenerdygirlexpress.com. And I run their Snapchat, the Nerdy Girl EXP. Bye, internet people.